and nothing was my strength. Nothing was my strength. Poverty was my strength. My weakness was my strength. That's why I'm king. That's why I'm a champion. That's why I'm elite. That's why nothing and no one has nothing on me. Not when it comes to achieving your objective. I train while I'm eating. I train when I'm driving. I'm constantly bettering myself as a man, which is exactly what I wanted my son to be. Just be a man. A man is responsible. He's kind, he's gentle. But in his pursuit of happiness, he is fierce. My son only has the fierce. He doesn't have the champion. I'm the champion. I'm the daddy. I'm the demi.
You the what?
Yeah. I'm the daddy. I'm the demi.
You the what?
I'm the champion. I'm the daddy. I'm the demi. Yeah.
He daddy, yeah? 100%.
Will your son ever be champion?
As long as he thinks it's about the belts he has around his waist, no, he'll never be a champion. It's only about how people feel about you. Are you loved? Muhammad Ali, loved. Jack Johnson, loved. Joe Louis, loved. Standard bearers. That's who I am. I'm the last in the line of the greats. I am GOAT.
What's good, family? It's your man the YB, back once again. So we just heard there from your man's Chris Tweakbank. Yeah, Chris Tweakbank Senior. He bugging 100%. Sorry, Chris, you bugging. Yeah, Chris, you bugging. Senior, he bugging 100%. Let's call it a spade. Look at my man's face. Yeah, look at this Donny's. Look at this palette right now. My man's screwing his palette up all the way up. Now, big shout out to my doggy, Rich off the rip, 100%, boosting the coins up. You man know why I be doing things back to front. It's been a few days, yeah. Nonetheless, let's crack on now, 100%. So, we just heard there from Mr. Chris, you bugging. Senior. I mean, damn, I ain't gonna lie to no one, man. This snout. That snout, man. I don't know where they make that one at. I'm just asking. Listen, your man the YB needs to know where they make that snout at. Yeah, this snout's a different type of snout. Yeah, it's not quite the Leonard. Listen, Leonard Ellaby, aka Leonard Snouterby. He got a certain type of snout, but this snout here, wow, that's a different one. Jeez, especially from the angle. I'm telling you now, this cat here, yeah. Eddie Hearn was going on. Yeah, the man was trying to chase clout. This interview was bad, and he shouldn't have put it out. He was just trying to clout chase, and I think the man's name is Rob Moore or something like that. Oh, Eddie was going on, Rob Moore's out of order. He shouldn't have been thinking about the money. This interview shouldn't have gone out. Listen, let me tell you now, there was nothing wrong with this interview. The only problem with this interview is how Donny set the camera up and doing Chris's snout like that. Look at that angle, man. You can't, I'm sorry, yeah. You can't do an interview with Chris Eubank Jr. at that angle. You just can't. I'm just calling it what it is. Must be face on. How are you going to set Chris Eubank up knowing he got some next having a snout and become with a side angle? Yeah, you can't do them once. He knew this. He knew, ooh, I'm going to interview Chris Eubank. Let me make sure I put the side angle for the snout. This guy, yeah. Let me make sure the public have a, yeah. Let me make sure the public have the side angle of his snout. Yeah, catch it from the side. Jesus Christ. Yeah. This Rob Moore guy. Rob Moore, listen, Rob. Ain't no one trying to see that snout from that angle. It just ain't. I'm just calling it what it is. And that, I'm going to be honest, yeah. I'm not into this whole cancel culture, yeah. But the angle of my man's snout in that camera was offensive. I'm just going to tell everyone what it is. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, know me. I'm not some, let's cancel this guy, let's cancel that guy. But in my opinion, yeah, to be capturing Chris Eubank Senior, no one needs, listen, no one on their Friday evening needs to be seeing that snout at that angle. It just ain't, yeah. And let this be a message to everyone going forward. Do full facing interviews. Please do not let the viewers have to suffer, yeah, the Chris Eubank Senior side snout. No one trying to do that one. It's Look at that. Look at that. That's offensive. It just is. It's offensive. Yeah? The angle was offensive. Look at that. Snout. Anyway, I digress. I swear down, the point of this video wasn't... I mean, come on, man. Look at that one there. I swear down, watch this one. My man's... Look at that, look. He's layering with it. He's jumping out this fucking screen. Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, look at this now. Look at this now. Look. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Fucking hell. Yeah? No one ain't trying. Look at this one. Jesus Christ. You can take someone's eye out with that one. 100%. Yeah? Be careful, Chris, mate. If you're going to rock around with that kind of snout, yeah, be careful what you do with it. You can't be doing all that in people. You know what I'm saying? You can't be doing all this. You'll have someone's eye out. Yeah, 100%. You'll have someone's eye out with that move. Jeez. Anyway, let's get to the point. The point is, you heard that from Chris Sr. He was airing out his son. He said, listen, son, I'm daddy. Yeah, you a silver spoon. That's what he said. He said, listen, I'm daddy. He said, listen, Chris Eubank Jr., you call me daddy. I'm daddy. You're silver spoon. You're too pretty. You're too sweet. Ironically, one part I did find funny was when he started saying, oh, my son won't be a champion because he only focuses on belts. I was like, he does? I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I've been not following something quite right here, but oh, my son won't be champion. He won't be champion as long as he focuses on the belts. What belt? You mean the fake looking ass, the IBO belt that no one else rates? That's the only belt he's had. If anything, what you should have said was, in fact, Chris Eubank Sr.'s got it all wrong. The reason your son won't be a champion is because he ain't trying to fight no champions. Demetrius Poo-Poo Andrade, who's a champion at 160, was putting videos out begging to fight your son. A champion was begging to fight your son, and your son was trying to be all in the video with Jake Paul. That's a fact. Your son's trying to fight Jake Paul, and meanwhile, real world champions are calling him out. That's why he won't be a champion. Golovkin 5 years ago. Yeah? Stuck it all over your son. He ain't won it. He lost his pen. That's why he won't be a champion. Nothing to do with he thinks about the belts too much. You don't think about... That's the problem. He don't think about the belts at all. And I'm hearing now, Eubank Jr. versus Liam Smith. Who the fuck wants that? Who wants that one? I'm sorry, yeah, but this guy Eubank Jr., yeah, somehow, some way, he always ends up fighting some random ass Liam someone. Liam Chiniums and Liam... All these B-level British dons. It's just whack. It's whack. I'm just going to call it a spade. He fights the most whack guys. They're whack, man. Reminds me of when O'Hara Davis was fighting. O'Hara Davis built this little shtick of beating up like Liverpool dons and whatnot. Oh, Derry Matthews, that was the big one. Okay, no. Them ones there. I'm sorry, but when I hear about Liam this one, Liam that one, they all sound like the same ones. Derry Matthews. That's what I think. That's what I'm going to call a spade. What comes to mind when I hear Liam this and Liam that and Derry Matthews? That's it. That's who you're fighting. Listen, there's nothing wrong. Someone's got to be Derry Matthews. But still, let's not get this champion business. Yeah? Your son will be known as the British level slayer. The British level bum slayer, essentially. Liam Smith, he ain't world level, is he? Let's be real now. Is Liam Smith world level? No, he's not. Is Liam Chiniums world level? No, he's not. Your son has built a career on beating up British level washed up dudes. That's the God's honest truth. The one time he fought someone half decent, who was it? Billy Joe Sausages, and he went laughing deaf. He probably could have won the fight as well, but he started too late. Either way, that's his legacy. Your legacy. You lost to George Groves, and you had a close fight at Billy Joe. I'm trying to think. What top quality name has Eubank Jr. beat? He ain't beat none. But obviously, going back to the original point of this video, Senior, a lot of people have been going too extra in my opinion. This video shouldn't be out there. This for me, Hatman did a video, Eddie Hearn, it was disgraceful, and clearly Eubank's got psychological issues. I didn't see that on this one. I saw Eubank doing what he does. I think a lot of people have forgotten that Eubank Senior hasn't really been doing many interviews for decades. I remember when you type in, or up until recently, So only because he's doing the tour with Nigel Benn and obviously the whole Conor Benn and thing has popped off, the whole Juice Gate, it's only because of that we're actually seeing Eubank Senior back on the circuit again. So there's no, for people to say, oh, there's something wrong with him, I think people have forgotten that this is what Chris Eubank Senior's like, in my opinion. Now if it turns out he ends up fully bugging out and ends up in the prairie, then obviously I was wrong, but from what I'm seeing, that's what he's like. He's a dramatist. I don't know, he goes extra. Bottom line, he extra with it. How about that? About dramatist. He extra. How about that? 100%. He's super duper extra with it. That's the bottom line. And he's always been doing that. I mean, earlier in this video, he starts talking about how, you see this badge on my chest. I'm a sheriff in New York. Or I'm a sheriff in some town somewhere. That's what he said. I swear to God, he started talking about how he's got a sheriff plaque because they call him the unarmed officer. Get this guy out of here, man. 100%. You damn right you. Listen, Chris, you're not unarmed. Have you seen your snout? Come on now, you ain't unarmed. Like I said, you could take... Listen, you will take eyes clean out with that snout. 100%. Yeah? Anyway, listen. Eubank, really, apart from the lies he was telling there, your son, I mean, fair play to the guy, he's made a living, but listen, there's a reason he said, I'm daddy. Yeah? I'm daddy. I put the hard work in. My son, he's SILVERSPOON. And he called me daddy. 100% for that reason. I give you everything. I give you life. Not only have I given you life, I've also put you on in your career. I am daddy. I'm king. And that's really, you can't really argue with that. And that's what I've been saying for a long time. Now, who am I? I'm just some bum in the basement. But Chris Eubank Jr., really, he's got the platform to try and do something, to dare to be great. Can anyone here sit there and tell us at 31-year-old Chris Eubank Jr. has made a career of daring to be great? Really, he's had 2 fights. In a 10-year career, he's had 2 fights. Groves, he lost. Billy Joe Sausages, he lost. Look at Canelo. He going in there with the top world championship guys every time. Eubank, I don't know what he'd be doing. I guess he'd just be trying to count coins. In his mind, it's better to win rather than go for a $10 million fight, yeah, with Golovkin or Canelo. He'd rather think, I can make $2 million in a guaranteed winning fight. And that's what he's been doing. And it's a shame, but again, that's why he's daddy. That's why Chris Eubank Sr. is daddy. Because guess what? Because Junior, he ain't made nothing of his own. Yeah, Eubank Jr. would not be making $2 million to fight Liam Triniums if he wasn't named Eubank. He'd be lucky to make 200 grand. Do you understand? He wouldn't be selling out some Cardiff stadium or some Cardiff arena on his own back, on his own name. He's taken the clout and he's ran with it to the bank. Same as Conor Benn. I mean, Conor Benn's arguably even worse. Conor Benn, he got a 500 grand Rolls Royce and $1 million gaff in Brentwood or Brentford, wherever it's called. And really, what's he done? Yeah, I mean, we can slag Eubank off, but at least Eubank's had the semi-big fights. Billy Joe, George Groves. Conor Benn's making $1 million paydays. And my man's fighting not even the contender-ons. He's fighting the random ass cats. Someone's nutritionist and this guy, all random dudes. So that just shows you the power of the daddy's boy. The power of the silver spoon. Yeah? Anyway. Chris, stay doing what you're doing. Again, listen man, just wind that snout in of yours and everything will be fine in my opinion. Good interview. I think today people are too square. Eddie Hearn, he's square. Hatman, he's square. Who wants to sit there? How many? Listen, YouTube, yes, is a place that's full of boring ass, square, straight down the line, looking ass dudes or talking ass dudes. Yeah, yeah. YouTube don't need no more of that one. I'm glad Eubank came on here and bugged out a bit. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if he's bugging. Time will tell. None of us really know. We know he's lost his son. Is there a possibility? Like I said, he a tweaker. Has he been tweaking? Is he on the way to the Priory? Time will tell. But as far as I'm concerned, knowing or having seen how Eubank moves normally, this for me was just him expressing himself. He a little bit zesty, yeah, he's zesty, he's fruity with it, but again, and no one trying to see square. How many times? Well, put it this way: do we need another interview of someone sitting there like, "Hey, I love my son, and my son can be the best fighter in the world, and yeah, no, he's not a daddy's boy. Yeah, he's in his own light now. Yeah, he's earning it all, and I didn't help him at all." No one's trying to hear that one before, and no one's trying to hear that one again, rather. And no one's trying to hear lies. Oh, now my son's made his own name. I got to be honest here. It's a bit like, does anyone need to hear what Nigel Benn thinks about his son, for example? When Nigel Benn speaks about his son, oh, he's made his own name, he's 10 times better than me, and come on now. We know that's not true. Now, to be fair to Conor, as far as he's performed in the ring, to the low level he has performed against, he's the business. But to sit there and say, Nigel Benn's gone in there with one of the pound-for-pound punchers of all time, Gerald McLennan, got punched out of the ring and jumped back in and, you know what I mean, got looking for some more. Now, I'm not saying, again, to be fair to Conor Ben, when he had his turbulence against Paynoud, he got knocked down and got up, but it's a completely different ballgame. Gerald McLennan was literally pound for pound biggest puncher of all time at that weight division potentially. He's certainly top 5. When people think of that weight division, McLennan was doing things other dons at that weight division ain't done since. He was smoking dudes. So for Ben to get punched up out of the ring literally and jump back in and come looking for some more squabbles, that there is pinnacle. Conor Ben hasn't done that. Stop the cap. But again, that's why I like Eubank. A little bit zesty, a little bit cappy. Yeah, stop capping. Your son ain't no world championship because listen, it's nothing to do with the belts, Chris. Yeah, your son don't want no belts. Your son is a bum slayer. But still, you weren't far off. At least you got the daddy's boy bit right. I'm daddy, 100%. You weren't lying. He daddy. And Chris, you don't listen, Chris. Come on, Junior. Stop lying. You don't call him dad. You call him daddy, 100%. That's what he said. Yeah, call me daddy, 100%. Daddy, yeah, 100%. What do we listen? What do we know about young children? 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. They don't say dad. They say daddy, 100%. Yeah, because daddy really is more of an effeminate. Isn't it? That's what chicks say. If you're a man on your bits, yeah, 100%. If you're a man on your tings, your chick will call you daddy. If you're some bummed on, then you 100%. If you're some washed up bummed on, your chick will call you by your name. Yeah? If you're some A1 rare looking ass Nick, like the YB, you get called daddy, 100%. Yeah? You man are like, oh, what, my missus? Why is my missus been calling me Paul? Oh, YB said that rare nicks be called daddy. My missus calls me Paul. Oops. It's one of them ones, yeah? If your missus calls you Paul, it's a wrap for you. It's been over for you. Never started for you, man, yeah? If your missus calls you daddy, 100%, you're a certified rare looking ass shiny nick. Yeah? You're listen. If you ain't called daddy, you ain't a shiny. You man are one of them ones in the Pokemon pack. You're not a shiny one. You're just not. You're not a rare. You're not a shiny. You're any nick, 100%. Anyway, smash the like button. Subscribe. Keep it buggy. Keep it tweaky. And lick over the bell, 100%. No doubt about it.